Welcome everyone, Adam, TheDailyWoo here. Tomorrow, I will be departing Central Florida. This is my last day wandering the streets of St. Cloud. It's good to be back. This quaint little community. Not a hot... It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo. This has always been a very mellow little town. Not a lot of craziness going on around here. But there was one place for a few years that started to make some waves with the town folk. A lot of them did not like it. In fact, most of them did not like it. And they did their best to get rid of it. And I'm going to swing by there and check it out. When my family moved here in 1991, my dad started pastoring at a local Christian church. There was a boy that went to church there by the name of Mike, and as he got older, he started to develop a little bit of a following on social media by the name of Mike Busey. And he used to throw quite the shindigs just on the outskirts of town at a place that he called the Sausage Castle. And I believe he also attended Florida Christian College, which is where I went for one semester back in the early 90s. And over time, he decided that that was not the path that he wanted to take in his life, and he moved onto other avenues of entertainment. In fact, it was the complete polar opposite, a 180, if you will, and it was said that he was the nephew of actor Gary Busey, and he used this to his advantage when booking these parties on his property. A lot of people would show up. It got pretty wild. I never did attend any of the soirees. I was invited on a few occasions, but never could bring myself to go out there, mostly because I do not drink, and I kind of would have felt like the odd man out. I was looking up some information on St. Cloud the other day, and I noticed the top of the feed on the news section, but the place had burned down. It burned down. And then I ran into a guy downtown the other day that I've known for years. He used to live at the house, and he said there's still some stuff left out here. Do you know where it's located? Point me in the right direction. I don't know where I'm going. All right, I believe this is the spot. Corner of Lakeshore Drive and Hickory Tree Road. And right over there is the former driveway. And there used to be a gate there, almost like something you'd see at Graceland. And I believe they had the name, either his name or the name of the property across it. The poles are still there, but the gate's been removed. This is it. The most infamous spot in Central Florida for a while. A location of debauchery and sin. And who knows what else that was happening down this little dirt road. And you can see it's really not that far off the beaten path from some of the other neighborhoods. I bet the neighbors probably were not happy about a lot of the stuff that went on out here. There's plenty of content on the internet. You can see some of the happenings that went on right here in this spot. The interesting thing is a lot of the crew from the TV show Jackass on MTV became friends with Mike, and they were all out here, which is interesting. There's a 6th degree of separation, if you will, because I was in a punk band called Guttermouth, and when I toured with them, the drummer at that time, Alex, now plays in a band with Bam Margera, and he was on one of Bam Margera's TV shows. So there's a weird connection in some way with me without here, even though this is the first time I've ever set foot at the Sausage Castle, or what's left of it. There are all types of content in the world and all types of people with all different types of interests. Just because I am not interested in what was happening out here does not necessarily mean that it is something that other people cannot show appreciation for. The fascinating thing is that this is in the town that I lived in for over 20 years. And now that I see the location of it, one of my parents' former homes was probably about a mile that way, and I never realized how close in proximity this place was to where I used to live. And there's the documentation right there. A little website address, still painted up there. We got some lizards perusing around. So now, man, it's like a bomb went off out here. I'm guessing this was where the house itself was. Looks like a wrecking ball just came through and knocked the whole thing down. You could see where there are embers and ash from the fire. If these former walls could talk, I'm sure the stories would be quite entertaining and probably of the 18 and up demographic nature. Beautiful palm tree there that is now leaning over the pool full of murky water, couches, beer cans. Looks like there was a beautiful fountain here at one time also. And from what I've heard from the attendance numbers at some of these get-togethers, this pool would be very compact. It is not a very large pool. Some Sodom and Gomorrah type of activities probably were happening down in there. They used to shoot a lot of guns out here, machine guns and whatnot, and they had airboats, a lot of noise. That probably really had a lot to do. Whoa, there's a mosquito. Oh my gosh, that was the biggest mosquito ever. Some sort of bird over there making a hideous noise. What if that's a mating call? Maybe he's taking inspiration. Maybe he's taking inspiration from this place. And there is a bone surrounded by barbed wire. Right. Oh my gosh, look at this. What is that? That's some sort of an animal's skull, and there's another bone there inside the shed here. And a very overgrown path now with a lot of foliage, probably leading out into the woods. Don't really think there's anything that direction. What really fascinates me too is the bus over here on the left. Did they take that out on tour? Because I know they left the property also and went and did a lot of other stuff. But I guess that got caught up in the flames as well. Well, look at this cute little guy. You're still out here holding strong. A little sloth right there. What's up, buddy? Take care of yourself. Something designating a cost of $50 written on the cinder blocks. And this probably was some sort of decorative fountain. Right here you can see the remains. Oh, look, a little bit of a walkway there as well. Someone has removed their pants. Curious what is on the bus. Oh, a bra right there. The tour bus. The tour bus of... Michael? It's terrifying. Below the spray paint, 2 bumper stickers. This one saying, proud to be an American. And another sign made of wood saying cash only, probably for beer sales, because over here there is a massive pyramid, well, deteriorating pyramid of beer cans left over. I gotta see, I gotta check it out. Let's see what happens. No, I don't hear anything. No water. I can't even find the end of this hose. It's down in there somewhere. I don't see any water. No water out here. Wait. No, no water. I can hear it kind of gurgling, but it's turned off. There's a Disney book out here. There's Dumbo on that side. Mickey's Riddle Book. 2 of the biggest theming I see are the American flag colors. They're everywhere, as well as animal bones, aplenty, just nailed to a lot of the walls. And this is kind of interesting too. A church pew. Remember how I was saying about the church history and then completely did a 180? It's interesting that on property was an actual church pew used for a congregation in a church building. Looks like at one point there was actually a live show. Here's some of the flyers left over from that. Pretty fascinating stuff. The thing that's most interesting to me, it's in a little town in Central Florida that most people haven't heard of unless they've been through here. Another bug just hit my thumb. Not in LA, not in Hollywood, not in a big city, but in a quaint little community of St. Cloud, Florida. Who knew? And I just noticed these cleats, spray painted cleats dangling from the... Wait. There's something in the wood. Oh. There's something in the woods. What the heck? There's something in the woods back there. Did you hear that? I don't know what that was. I don't know if there's bears out here. Maybe it was a gator. There's water down there. All right. That's my cue to leave. My visit is coming to an end. Kind of wish I would have come out here back in the day when all the hullabaloo was happening, just as a little perspective, a fly on the wall, if you will. Just as an innocent onlooker, bystander, just so I had some perspective of what it looks like now versus what it looks like then. Starting to rain a little bit now, a little drizzle, nothing major, but I got out of there just in time before the deluge, well, the light deluge started to come down. Tomorrow I leave, departing the adventure, always continuing, and I am super excited about that, about hitting the road and going on to the next, whatever that will be. I have a general idea. Well, I have an idea. I do know where I'm going. That will all be unveiled to the general populace of the TheDailyWoo YouTube audience, subscribers, those who randomly stumble on my videos. That will all be unveiled in time, my friends. Today, the rest of the day, I have quite a bit to do in preparation for mañana's departure. That means tomorrow, I think, right? Laundry, cleaning out a little bit of the RV, getting things ready, taking stuff out of my mom's guest bedroom, moving it into large, only a few things, just some clothes, personal items, toiletries, things of that nature. But tomorrow, oh yes, tomorrow, whoa, 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 look at these buzzards, buzzards. Hitchcock would be proud. Fog over.